They say, be careful what you wish for, it just might come true. In the glittering realm of Hollywood dreams, these words carry an ominous weight. Today we unravel the haunting story of Iana Cassian, an ambitious young woman who set her sights on the stars only to find herself entangled in the nightmare she could never have imagined. Iana Cassian immigrated to Los Angeles, California from her home country of Ukraine. A part-time model who was also training to be a translator, her career seemed to take a step up when she started dating Blake Leibel, a Canadian transplant and wannabe Hollywood producer with a few industry credits under his belt. Blake Leibel probably also felt like his career was on the upswing, dating young industry aspirants like Cassian, producing projects slowly but surely working his way into the Hollywood scene. Things seemed to take a storybook turn when Iana discovered she was pregnant with Leibel's child and the couple moved in together. Little did Iana know what Leibel was, the spoiled son of a real estate mogul who financed his way into Hollywood with family money and also had a history of mental instability and domestic abuse. And she also have been even more disturbed knowing that one of Blake Leibel's projects, a graphic novel about a serial killer, would ultimately turn out to be a blueprint for her own death. Mr. Valentine here, and this is the bone-chilling tale of Blake Leibel, a man whose ambitions turned deadly, and a graphic novel that became a blueprint for the unspeakable. To truly grasp the haunting shadows that encase this case, we must embark on a journey into the murky backgrounds of our central characters, beginning with the enigmatic Blake Leibel. Born into opulent wealth in Toronto, Canada, Blake emerged as the son of real estate magnate Lorne Leibel. However, as he traversed the path of life, darkness slowly eclipsed his privilege. Iana Cassian, a new life unfolds. Iana Cassian's tale, on the other hand, was born on the shores of a different world. She came into this world on January 27, 1986 in Estonia, and later, as a young girl, she embarked on a life-changing odyssey to Kiev, Ukraine. Her father, a laborer in a shipyard, and her mother, Olga, a dedicated healthcare worker, accompanied her on this journey. In 2014, when Iana was in her late 20s, she ventured forth to Los Angeles, California, armed with dreams and a student visa. Her path was one of education and ambition. With a background in law from Ukraine and experience working in the Ukrainian tax service, she navigated the corridors of the American legal system, striving to secure a legal license while simultaneously pursuing a career as a translator and part-time model. Blake Leibel. Trust funds and troubles Blake Leibel, our central figure, graced this world on May 8, 1981, into the lap of a prominent and affluent Canadian family. His father, Lorne Leibel, not only earned a place in the Canadian Motorsport Hall of Fame, but also sailed his way into the 1976 Montreal Summer Olympics as a sailor. However, his true fortune lay in the world of real estate, where he amassed a billionaire's wealth by constructing homes in the heart of Toronto. Adding to the family's vast riches was Blake Leibel's mother, Eleanor, an heiress whose passing in 2011 left behind a staggering $12 million fortune, evenly distributed between her two sons, Blake and his brother, Cotter. A tainted family legacy, yet wealth wasn't the only thing that flowed through the Leibel bloodline. Blake's father, Lorne, was a flamboyant playboy, and his life read like a tabloid scandal shed, marked by allegations of drug use, liaisons with prostitutes, and legal skirmishes. In 1976, he etched his name into history as the first Canadian Olympian to test positive for illegal drug use when his urine sample revealed a banned stimulant. Blake's mother, Eleanor, brought her own somber element to the family history. Reports from Canada's National Post indicated that Blake's maternal grandmother, Iana, battled long bouts of severe mental illness. However, the real world sometimes treats the affluent differently, and their solution to life's problems often appears deceptively simple: money. Armed with a trust fund disbursements of $18,000 per month and a fresh inheritance of $6 million, Blake Leibel stood as a wealthy man poised to etch his name onto the annals of history. And where better to chase his dreams than in the intoxicating, enigmatic embrace of Hollywood? In the year 2004, Blake Leibel embarked on a life-altering journey, one that would lead him into the heart of Hollywood with dreams of becoming both a comic book artist and a filmmaker. His aspirations seemed to take flight when he earned recognition as the creator of a graphic novel titled Syndrome. At the time, it appeared as though he was well on his way to success. But as is often the case, fame and fortune failed to kill the demons that lurked within Blake's soul. His behavior began to take on a disturbing and erratic quality, leading to strange relationships that would foreshadow the darkness that lay ahead. Enter Iana, a Ukrainian model whose life would become inextricably intertwined with Blake's. Their love story took an unexpected turn in 2015, and it wasn't long before they welcomed their daughter into the world in 2016. However, the joyous occasion swiftly descended into a harrowing nightmare. Blake Leibel's IMDb page reveals that he had dabbled in the entertainment industry prior to meeting Iana in 2015, but his noteworthy accomplishments had become scarce. While he had directed a few episodes of Mel Brooks' Spaceballs, the animated series in 2008, and worked on a less-than-stellar teen comedy called Bolt in 2009, his most prominent work was a 2010 graphic novel called Syndrome. There remains some debate about whether Blake Leibel authored the script for the graphic novel or merely conceptualized the story and financed its production, subsequently delegating the writing responsibilities to Daniel Kwanz and R.J. Ryan. Regardless, the eerie synchronicity between the graphic novel's narrative and the horrors that would later unfold within the walls of the apartment shared by Blake, Iana, and their newborn daughter, Iana, is deeply unsettling. Blake's descent into darkness. The path of Iana and Blake Leibel converged in 2015, marking the inception of their romantic relationship. Unfortunately for Iana, she would bear witness to Blake's steady unrevealing as his mental health began to deteriorate. While Blake had always been described as eccentric and quirky by those who knew him, he was initially perceived as a good guy, quiet and polite. However, as the year 2015 wore on, his decisions grew increasingly erratic and disconcerting, causing concern among his friends and family. Blake abruptly abandoned his family, including his young son and his wife of nearly 5 years, Amanda Brown, who was 8 months pregnant with their second child. He moved into an apartment with his Ukrainian mistress Iana, who soon became pregnant. Their engagement followed swiftly. Unbeknownst to Iana, Blake was juggling yet another affair, this one with a colleague named Constance Bukafuri. Shortly after the birth of Blake's daughter Iana, court records reveal that Bukafuri filed a rape allegation against him, potentially related to his eviction of her from one of his properties. The eviction led to a police altercation during which Blake was tased. Friends of Amanda Brown, his ex-wife, attest that this incident left him in a psychotically angry state of mind. Amidst the mounting domestic turmoil, Blake Leibel's paranoia escalated regarding his brother's entanglement in high-stakes underground gambling. Cody Leibel's involvement in this gambling ring would later serve as the inspiration for a 2017 film starring Jessica Chastain called Molly's Game. It was reported that Cody was also financially supporting the legal defense of a suspect implicated in an organized crime sports betting operation. Text exchanges between the Leibel brothers indicated that Blake was growing increasingly irrational about Cotter's predicament, obsessing over imagined mob threats to his young son, accusations of their father, Lorne, using Blake's name for fraudulent activities, interpreting nonsensical website content as coded threats targeting him, and other unfounded concerns. It was evident that Blake Leibel was on a harrowing descent into madness. On that fateful day, May 23, 2016, the world was thrust into a grim and nightmarish reality. A gruesome murder scene unfolded, leaving an indelible mark on all who would come to know of it. West Hollywood apartment, the lifeless body of Iana Kassian was discovered a makeup tableau of horror. Her body had been drained of blood. The details of the crime were nothing short of a horror movie. Shockingly, Blake had allegedly subjected Iana to days of relentless torture before committing the unforgivable act of murder. Some even speculated that the dark inspiration for this brutality could be traced back to Blake's own graphic novel. As news of the grotesque tragedy gripped headlines, Blake Leibel found himself facing the full force of the law. He was arrested and charged with the horrific murder of Iana Kassian. The trial that ensued would unravel a web of chilling evidence. Forensic experts took the stand, offering haunting insights into the brutality of the crime. Witnesses testified to Blake's bizarre and erratic behavior in the days leading up to this abhorrent act. In a shocking twist, the verdict resounded in the courtroom. Blake Leibel was found guilty of first-degree murder. The sentence was unrelenting. Life in prison without the possibility of parole. Justice was served, but it left behind a chilling question that continues to haunt the collective conscience. What could drive a man seemingly blessed with the privilege and potential to descend into the depth of such a heinous act? In the aftermath of the murder, the lives entangled in this gruesome tale took divergent paths. On June 20, 2018, Blake Leibel was convicted of first-degree murder, torture, and aggravated mayhem. A mere 6 days later, Judge Mark Wyndham, moved by the inconceivable cruelty of the crime, sentenced him to life imprisoned without the possibility of parole. Blake Leibel resides today within the confines of Sentinel State Prison in Imperial, California, designated as LWOP, Life Without Parole. For Lauren and Cody Leibel, the family's immense wealth seemed to remain untouched by the ordeal. Blake was represented by a public defender. As a friend disclosed, the family isn't giving him any money. They don't give a shit. Life carried on for Lauren, who continued to raise votes, even looking forward to an upcoming 2023 race. Cody Leibel, despite his brother's trial, garnered attention for real estate purchase in the exclusive Beverly Park area of Los Angeles in 2017. The Leibel family's fortunes seemed undeterred. Following reports that Amanda Brown attended Blake Leibel's trial a few times, she and her 2 children withdrew from a public eye. As of now, there is scant information about her online presence. Amanda's fleeting friendship via text messages with Blake Leibel's mistress, Constance Bucafuri, soared quickly, descending into threats and legal disputes over a house from which Blake Leibel had evicted Bucafuri. Court records 2021 indicate ongoing litigation, including restraining orders and legal actions. Iana's mother, Olga Kassian, assumed custody of Iana, the daughter of Blake and Iana, and returned to Ukraine. In a wrongful death lawsuit against Blake Leibel, the Kassians were awarded a staggering $41.6 million in February 2019. The remnants of this harrowing tale have left an indelible mark on all who were touched by it. The tale of Blake Leibel and Iana Kassian stands as a harrowing testament to the lurking darkness that can manifest in the most unexpected of places. It's a haunting narrative that continues to cast a long, unsettling shadow over the boulevards of Hollywood, serving as a stark reminder of the abuse that can consume even those who seem to have it all. As we conclude this journey into the heart of this chilling true crime saga, I implore you to reflect on the depths of human depravity and the profound impact it can have on the lives of the innocent. I appreciate your unwavering curiosity and dedication to exploring the enigmatic and unsettling mysteries of our world. If this episode has left you as captivated and disconcerted as it has left me, please don't forget to express your support by liking, subscribing, and ringing that bell. By doing so, you're ensured that you stay informed about the chilling chronicles I bring to light. Until our next descent into the realm of the unknown, my young detectives, stay vigilant and keep your inner detective alive. Thank you for watching this episode. See you next time. Bye.